Gunning for back-to-back state titles, Franklin had to sweat it out tonight against Brock in the Class 3A Division I championship game. Now, in the state semifinals a couple weeks ago, it was a close call too, but Baylor commit and star running back Bryson Washington scored that game-winning touchdown with just over 20 seconds to go. Yeah, they've had a couple close calls, but really they haven't been pushed, folks, and since they lost that state title game in 2020, of course, last year, Gunter gave him a good fight for a while, but Malcolm Murphy and company way too much. So, Malcolm Murphy gone. Some other guys have to step up. Court Lowry, quarterback. Jaden Jackson, your sophomore running back. And I mentioned Washington. He was back for one more go-around, looking again for back-to-back state titles. Franklin, their third straight year to be at AT&T Stadium. Folks, it was a barn burner. Let's take you out now to Arlington. Our Ben Peck was there, and he's got the highlights for us. Here comes Franklin, and we're going to spoil it a little bit here just because why not, folks? We showed it to you during the A block. 17-14. Franklin still celebrating out at AT&T Stadium. Court Lowry, he's your hero, if you want to call him that, by kicking the game-winning field goal. But let's show you how it all unfolded. First half action still scoreless here when Jaden Jackson bounces it to the outside, down the boundary, picking him up, putting him down for a huge gain, and look out on the sidelines. But now Franklin going in for their first score of the game. Jackson got him down there. Why not give it to him again? Same play, bounces out, Superman dive, breaks the plane, 7-0 Lions at the break. Fourth quarter, we're tied at 7. Eagles on the move, got a pass in the flat, it's a first down, but it's not about Brock. Check out the DB, Fergel Owens, says, give me the rock, and he's going the other way, whoop, makes the guy miss, stiff arm, get off of me, reservations for 6 the other way. Aggie great Damani Richardson did it against Arkansas, and then Franklin does it there. Something about the magic at AT&T Stadium for our teams. 14-7, but Brock does not quit. Tyler Moody airs it out, Anthony Miller hauls it in, down the boundary. Tie ball game at 14 points apiece. But head coach Mark Fannin and company, they put a drive together, and they go down the field, and here it is. Yes, sir, Lowry, ice water in his veins, makes the field goal. Walk it off, Franklin. Back-to-back state champions. Franklin gets it done. How about the trophy celebration? Yes, sir, 164, the many miles it is to AT&T Stadium. Franklin does it again. Back-to-back state champions for your Lions. You saw Mr. Jaden Jackson there, over 145 rushing yards. Bryson Washington not pictured. I know, a little odd. You got to give it to that Brock defense. They stood tall tonight. Over 85 yards, though, for Mr. Washington. Well, who better? I wasn't there. Our Ben Peck was there. So enough of me talking in his flashy green suit, and he's a good thing he wore it because they probably needed him on the sidelines cheering as well. So, Ben, take it away.
Yeah, the Defend 164 tour. For them to defend 164, Franklin was going to have to play some defense, and that they did. Back-to-back state champions, and they are lifting the trophy once again. You saw the turnover for the touchdown. They also forced 2 red zone turnovers earlier in the game, and on that drive leading up to the field goal, a huge 4th down conversion from your offensive player of the game, Jaden Jackson, and a 3rd and 8 passing play, their only pass of the game to get a first down, get them down near the goal line, and it was written in the stars. Brock and Franklin essentially coming down to an extra point. The Lions missed it 2 years ago, and Brock came away with the trophy, but this time, Court Lowry coming through in the clutch.
I got full trust in my team, I knew they'd put me in a great position to, ice the game. And, it was no pressure, just like we practice every day in practice. So, it really wasn't nothing. It's completely our O-line and our backs that make everything special. They work as hard as they can every day, and it shows in the games. We come out and produce, and that's just how we play football. We love the pressure. We love when people doubt us. It just fuels us even more. So having that pressure, it made us play even better.
And the Lions, again, nearly didn't throw a pass for 2 consecutive state championship games, but that one toward the end, again from Mr. Lowry, setting up that field goal. The Lions still celebrating. We'll have much more on this later on tonight at KXTV.com and a full recap tomorrow at 6 and 10. For now, reporting from AT&T Stadium, Ben Peck, KX Sports.